guys, welcome back to another Tuesday Night Live. We're here. We got a good one today. We're gonna have on Jay Kelly, the owner of Hook. It's a tackle shop up in Ione. Great guy, great tackle shop. And he's gonna give us some juice on Pardee, the smallmouth, the trout. The lake is going off right now, from what I hear. I know we're gonna have a tournament coming up in a couple weeks for you gambler serious fellas. So I'm excited. Without further ado, we got fellow Headwaters and Hook team member, Mr. Shane Jones. What's going on, Shane?
Hey, how's everybody? Thanks for having me
And
on again, James.
yeah, man, anytime. I'm glad to have you.
Yeah.
And we got the one and only Two Fish Johnny.
Fish
Five
Johnny.
Fish Johnny.
Greetings.
Mr. Retirement. Yep.
Greetings,
And
everyone.
the man of the hour, Mr. Jay Kelly. How you doing, buddy?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for joining us tonight, bud.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Hook. Let's go ahead and talk about the tackle shop. You've been a huge supporter of the fishing community in general, whether it's kayaking, boats, trout fishing, bass fishing, all the above. You're involved in a lot. You do a lot for us. So
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, we're coming up on our 5-year anniversary, March 14th. So just a few weeks away will be our 5-year anniversary. We're located in the little town called Ione. We're at 106 East Main Street. We also have a website. A lot of people don't realize this small little store that we are. We have actually a ginormous website, hookedforlife.com. I did put on the screen behind me in a mirror image so everyone can see it. And we are also offering to all your guests out there on the podcast and anyone else a little coupon code for our store. So Hooked44 is going to be the coupon code for 10% off. And
all capitals, Jay?
Go ahead and make that a lifetime code so anyone can use it anytime.
All capitals for Hook?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all capitals, yeah.
Guys,
So,
10%, he's saying lifetime on the website.
Wow,
yeah,
that's awesome,
free,
Jay.
free shipping and anything over $50, excluding a few items like downriggers, trolling motors, lead weights, for those trollers out there that order those 10-pound weights for their downriggers. Anything that's excessive in weight or a long rod over 7.5 foot, there is be a little bit extra shipping on there. But for most items, anything over $50, which is easy to do in the fishing world, as we all know.
Yeah.
I'm not just a store owner, so I'm an angler, so I get it.
So let's talk about the website real quick, Jay. You said a lot of guys don't know about it. You don't have a big, huge shop in Ione. You carry a lot of stuff there, but you're backed by who with the website, and what kind of inventory do they have? Because it is vast, guys. If you're looking for it, they probably got it.
Yeah, so if you're a bass guy or a trout guy, anything you're looking for, you can find on our website. Our website is hookedforlife.com. That's HOOKD, the number 4, and then life, LIFE.com, which is what we hope you become, is Hooked for Life on our store or on our website. That's why we're going to offer that 10% lifetime code for our website, Hooked44. Our website, to answer your question, yeah, we are not a huge store inventory-wise on our main brick and mortar. We do have the things that are specified to our local lakes that we're around. We are surrounded by 14 lakes and 6 river systems and the Delta. So we are centrally located in a prime fishing area. Our closest lakes are going to be Pardee, which we're going to talk about tonight. Comanche, Hogan, Amador, Don Pedro, Maloney's, McClure, and then for your trout guys up there, Salt Springs, Upper Salt Springs, and the bass guy, the Lower Salt Springs by Copper, but also Salt Springs Reservoir up in Pioneer area, Bear River, Silver Lake. So, we do a lot of Mackinac trout, crawfish, bass, striper over at Hogan in the Delta. So there's tons of stuff that we can get. We even sell crab nets. We sold hundreds of crab nets last year for people to go out crabbing out in the ocean. So a lot of people don't think that little Ione town is, got a place where you can go get crab nets. but we certainly do, and we can order them for you and bring them to the store, or you can order them online and have things sent to you. Trolling motors, electronics, and so forth. Huge array of different things. You can get anywhere from G Loomis to Eagle Claw. I mean, so it's just a lot of inventory there.
Yeah, and if you guys, if people having a hard time finding certain things, you also have connections where you can go look for it, try to find some of those baits, which you and I have definitely gone through trying to find some stuff. It happens.
Yeah,
But,
you've asked for things that we don't carry, and that's okay. Because no, I tease you about it, but no, it's totally fine because we have more than one wholesaler that we have the ability to get our stuff from. So if it's not on our website, just ask me. I will do my darndest to find it for you, and I'm pretty successful. There's some things that I just can't get a hold of, but there's, for the most part, if I can get it, I'll get it for you. So.
Yeah, you've been a lifesaver a time or two before a couple of tournaments and whatnot. So I appreciate it, Jay.
Well, the other thing too that's kind of neat is we carry a lot of stuff that you won't see in certain stores, like Ed's Lead. He makes some great product. We carry Ed's Lead. For the kokanee side, we carry things like
pack them right here.
Three Sons, tackle for kokanee and trout. We carry. I like carrying local people's stuff because one, it helps somebody local, and you can utilize an item that these locals have made specific for the bodies of water in our area. So, I have a lot of people that come in the store just to get tips and ideas, about what to do. Steve Cooper from In Deep on the Delta calls me quite a bit. Hey, what's the local fishing report up there? I need to let people know, and we do know. I mean, we all fish in this store. We all go out on our days off if we ever get one. But for me, I never have a day off. I'm either here at the store. I'm doing something with New Gen right now. So, but when we get out, we get the information. We know what's working. We got a lot of people out there fishing for us, in a sense. We do sponsor a lot of anglers and a lot of good anglers that know what to do, and then we get that information and we pass it on. It makes us pretty successful.
Yeah, guys, you're looking for a good shop. Not only it's a good shop, Jay and the guys that work for him aren't afraid to talk to you, aren't afraid to tell you what the bite's doing. I've gone up there and talked to Bob. I've talked to Jay. I've talked to numerous guys up there. And where are you heading this weekend? I'm shooting over to the Delta or wherever it may be. And I spent an hour talking to Bob about the Delta. So they know their stuff. They know what they're looking for. Guys, he mentioned Ed's Lead, so we're going to get on to the Pardee. We'll jump back and forth a little bit, but he mentioned Ed's Lead. It's a great product. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of juice I probably don't want to give you on Pardee. I'm not fishing it this year, so I'm feeling a little generous. So last year when I did win the Pardee event, so these are I'll blow it up real quick. So Ed's Leads. It's he makes all kinds of stuff. This is his football heads, 3/4 ounce. I threw nothing but that last year, this time of year. Absolutely crushed him. Paired that up with a hula grub. Everything you see here, you guys can get at hooked. I'm not going to tell you where I threw them, but I'll tell you last year they were somewhere between 35 and 65 feet. The water's a little bit warmer this year. But they've got Ed's Leads only sold at hooked. They have the football heads. They have underspins. They've got little swim bait heads. They've got it's a ball head meets what is that? Like a yoke shear head with a little prop blade on it. They're pretty awesome. The products are good, guys. Go check them out. If you guys are going to Pardee, instead of making the right on Main Street to go to Pardee, go up an extra block. You're going to run into the shop up there. Get stocked up before you guys go on the lake. What was that, Shane?
I was just to say those prop baits make great hover stroll mid strolling baits.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They're perfect. So go with a very light. You can go 8th ounce. I don't know, Jay, do they make them in a 16th ounce?
They do.
Yeah, I think they do make them in a 16th ounce. You can make a 16th ounce. Man, I know last year I caught quite a bit of fish suspended in 80 feet of water, throwing a like 1/8 ounce. I might even had a 16th ounce. It took forever for them to come down, but man, they sure loved them.
Yeah, this time of year, when fish are on the bottom, that place is jiggy. Guys, the year before, I threw nothing but a 1/2 ounce Kitech jig with a 3-inch max scent trigger craw. That's all I threw all year long, all day long, that tournament a couple years ago. And that's all I caught fish on. I don't know if it's that way this year, Jay. Maybe you can give us a little snippet on that. Is it getting jiggy up there still, or is it they're moving up a little bit because the water temps are a little bit warmer this year?
You know, it's weird as you know. Hey, real quick question though. Hey, I only have myself on the screen. Am I supposed to be able to see you guys or?
You should. I got the three of us
We're
below
ghosts
you right
in your
now.
head, Jay.
I'm giving you.
You're like talking about Ed's lead. Like, here's an Ed's lead, and I'm like, where? I don't see you guys.
Oh, I made the screen bigger. You disappeared for a second when I did that.
I haven't been able to see you guys at all. So
sometimes on the phone it won't show everybody. It'll just show you.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Yeah, you have
I'm
to
sitting
stare
there
at
like, well,
yourself.
what's he showing? What Ed's lead's he showing?
Yeah, you got to use either computer or iPad. iPad this week, I could see everybody.
Oh, real? Okay. Well, next time I get invited, I'll bring the iPad. I just had my
There you
phone.
go.
Yeah.
But hey, at any rate, answer your question on Lake Pardee. What are they doing right now? You know, Lake Pardee just recently opened up as for their opener. They closed down normally between November and February, but this last year they actually closed in September, so they were extended 2 months longer than normal. So there's been zero pressure on that lake for September, October, November, December, January, February. So almost 5 months of no pressure on that lake. So the bass are hungry. They've been chomping. So what they've been doing is pushing the kokanee bait balls up to the surface and just chomping on them. So you say, hey, are they still deep with jigs? The answer is no, not at Pardee right now. They're not.
It's not a jiggy year.
There's some down there that are deep. Yeah, sure, absolutely. But for the most part, you could throw a swim bait right now. You're talking about that Ed's lead, prop bait. You could definitely throw that right now, and they'll just chomp on it. Tennessee shad would be the color of choice, or an IU or silver flash minnow or something of that nature. My go-to is Tennessee shad. I think most people that come into the store know that that's my go-to is Tennessee shad. It's one of my favorite colors in the Kitech. The other part of that is a twitch bait. I really am a big fan of a twitch bait. So made by Yuzuri. I do well at Pardee with a twitch bait. It's just below the surface, but it's not a deep diver. So when they're chasing the kokanee like that, I'm a big fan of baits like that. So, and then anything with chartreuse in it, a little bit of chartreuse. Those smallies sure do like chartreuse. So,
How's the lake level?
What's that?
How's the lake level?
Right now it's about 15 feet down from full.
Okay.
They are anticipating snow melt and the rain and so forth, so they're releasing some water out. Comanche's rising when Pardee lowers a little bit. So
water clarity
right down into Comanche.
Is the water crystal clear still? A little color?
It's got a little color to it. There's some debris floating around right now. I think I heard you say you guys are fishing there in a couple weeks.
Yeah, they've got the Yakabass Gambler
316
Series on.
Okay, all right. I think in a couple of weeks when you guys are fishing there, it'll pretty much be the same as it is now. Clarity-wise, it's not as crystal as it's going to be in July when Pardee's super clear, but it's got a little color to it. It's definitely not stained, but it's got a little color to it. But there is some debris floating around. The kayak guys aren't going to worry about that too much. It's the glitter boats that are going to run into that. But as far as the fishing goes, if you're going to use, the drop shot and all that stuff, things like witch's tea, Morning Dawn, chartreuse tail, anything with a chartreuse tail, like Witch's Tea has a chartreuse tail, are great baits there for the smallies. If you're going to use that as a drop shot or a net bait, they have a little green pumpkin with a chartreuse tail and a net bait.
Was that magic chartreuse or something like that?
That's
I think.
chartreuse. That's right.
Yeah, you got me turned on to that one.
Crush
On my
worms.
first visits up there.
Yep, crushworm.
So how big are the kokanee? Are they juveniles or are they mid-sized?
No, they're juveniles. I mean, they're juveniles. I mean, they're I wouldn't even call them teens. Pardee is not known for a huge kokanee size. Sometimes they call it pardinky. But they have an abundance of them. Now, that said, so far that every body of water that I've been to this year, which is Shasta, Oroville, Clear Lake, Pardee, Comanche, and Pedro, every body of water I've been to, the fish are healthy, bigger, and stronger than they were this time last year. I think you're going to see some really good quality fish out of every body of water in California this year, and maybe even some records being broken on different species of fish. I'm going to call it now, crappie and a smallie state record may get broken this year.
That's awesome.
And the state record comes out of Pardee already.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to come out of there this year, but there is some fish in there that could break the record. But I would imagine there's a couple other bodies of water that you might see a big smallie come out or a big crappie.
Swim bait wise, what size are you throwing? Are they hitting? Is it warm enough now for big baits, you think? Is it just obviously they're up, so you're not going to creep a HUD?
No. Yeah, I mean, if they're up, if it was me, I'm throwing probably Pistol Pete or of something of that nature. You can even look at. I'd probably just throw the Pistol Pete right now, just to get that out in the water. I like the action on that. I've had some custom colors painted up for me.
Those
with
are awesome.
Pistol Pete that are lightning trout. Because lightning trout stalked into that body of water by the Fish and Wildlife. So I like the bass, like to go after that along with the kokanee. So it's something different for them.
Yeah. On the prop bait, they were talking about the head sled. What are you going to throw on there? You going to throw like a 3.3, 3.8,
3/16 2/0 Ed's lead prop bait with a smaller Kitech Tennessee shad.
You're talking 3.3, something like that.
2.8.
Okay, so they're still going small bait fish profile.
Yeah, I'm not one of those necessary believers that big bait, big fish. I've caught some really good sized fish on a smaller bait. So
absolutely.
Does it work? Big bait, big fish? Sure. You got to be a big fish. But I've also caught some really small fish on a 8-inch swim bait. And you're just kind of going, why are you even attempting to eat this thing? And that's just how mean and aggressive and pissed off these fish are sometimes, so.
Especially the smallmouth.
Yeah, especially the smallies or spots or something like that, where they're a little bit more aggressive. Largemouth I'd prefer to catch a smallmouth. So Lake Pardee's my favorite lake.
Me too.
Catching a largemouth, they're great for about 3-4 minutes, and then they're just a dead stick dud, for the most part, where a smallie or a spot's going to fight you all the way to the boat.
Yeah. The smallmouth up there.
So when you say Pistol Pete, that's a glide bait. Do people do any good on plastic swim baits?
Yeah, they have been. If you look at some of the Pro Point or even some of the new G-Rat stuff that they're throwing, but also Pro Point has a couple of the plastics that they're throwing. I haven't heard too much on the Huddies, although I've sold 4 Huddies this week to 3 different individuals. So clearly they're working somewhere, and more than likely they are throwing them at Pardee. They bought all Huddies that look like the blue, look like the Coke. So I would imagine that's where they're going. But the reason I said the Pistol Pete is I just like the way the movement is just below the surface of the water, the way those react.
Is that more of a glide bait, or is that more of a glide or a chopper?
More of a glide.
More of a glide. Okay.
Now they do have. I mean, you know, that said, I mean, smallies they do like buzz baits too. So, but I just don't think we're quite there yet for a buzz bait with them.
We're talking high 50s and mid 50s in the water temp right now.
Yeah, 52. So, you know, that's not normally buzzbait weather, but you know, but then again, you know, you talk to 10 different fishermen, you get 10 different answers. So, I know guys that throw jerk baits right now that I normally wouldn't throw a jerk bait. So,
Later in the year, I had an absolute blast up at Pardee throwing BFS micro poppers for smallmouth.
yeah.
Absolute. I mean, they were launching themselves out of the water. It was freaking fun.
I don't know if you guys can see me. I can't see you guys, but I had this sitting on my desk right now. Can you guys see that at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the new G-Rat Proper Buzz. And I'm not sponsored by G-Rat, and I don't work for G-Rat. I just like their products, just so you guys know. But this new G-Rat Buzz, this is the American shad. It kind of resembles a Tennessee shad color. But it's a buzz bait, and Chapo had a baby. That's what that bait is.
Okay.
Wow.
So I don't know if you guys saw that, but yeah, here's the Chapo part.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
On the tail, and then you got the buzz bait up here.
Bait.
Wow.
It's still in the package. I haven't even gotten a chance to go out there and throw it, but I
That's a
suspect
ton of turbulence.
that at Pardee is going to be pretty killer.
Excellent. Go ahead, Shane.
Oh, I was just going to say, that's going to cause a ton of turbulence.
Oh
My
yeah, it's
goodness.
gonna splash all over the place.
Yeah.
And then with that big splash all over the place, you know, when it warms up a little bit, and then the strike from that is just going to be phenomenal, I think. So
Absolutely,
it's a good looking bait. I love the color too.
So I know not everybody's a bass guy, and I know that the trout are biting. They've been
Yep.
stalking like crazy up there. And I know you carry a few special baits there that, again, you can only get at the shop in those certain colors. Are they hitting those right now? The speed shiners? Or is that?
They are. Sorry, had somebody above us. Our building is this apartment complex. It sounds like they were in a go-kart for a second there. Yes, we do have special speedy shiners. We have colors that are designed specifically by us for the lakes around here. I go out and test those with some guides that are friends of mine. You know, Robbie Dunham with Kokanee Machine, tested stuff with Matt Urban with Urban Escape, and Brian Thomas with Three Sons. We've all gone out and tested some new lures and different colors on these speedy shiners. They're a huge hit. We sold over 6,000 speedy shiners last year alone. So if you don't know what a speedy shiner is, it looks like this here. This is the watermelon color. It's a 1/6 ounce speedy shiner. Probably the #1 trout lure in this area. I mean, it hands down will catch more fish than any other lure. We do have 5 custom colors now, and Devil's Wife, Mistress, Hot Chick. Those are our 3 top sellers.
Mistress.
I did name them. So I thought, you know, we started with like the Devil's Wife, and then from there we went with the Mistress, just because I thought it was funny. The Devil's Wife is a redhead, so you know. And then we went with then we went with Hot Chick, just because we thought it was funny, and then we had some other ones that are just like gold, you know, red gold with black dots, nickel blue with black dots, chartreuse nickel with black dots, and then a gold nickel. And then we have 2 new colors that are actually on their way right now. I talked to Pete, who's the owner of Thomas Boyant Speedy Shiner. Talked to him today on the phone. He's painting us 2 more custom colors. And one of them is going to be like a purple pink, and the other one is going to be a white nickel with a green head. And this is the first time I've announced it. Nobody knows those are really coming. But they should be here by the end of this week, I hope. If not, the beginning of next week. And then all our other custom colors will be here as well. They're all on their way.
Awesome.
And
And
you can
what?
some of those custom colors on our website as well. When you go to our website, it'll say Hooked Custom Colors. So you can see the hot chick, the devil's wife. How's that? So
Yeah. And
So
what speed are you trolling those at? It's called
so when you're
speed
trolling a
shiner.
speed, everything right now, all the trout. I mean, the water's so cold. I mean, trout really like that 58 to 63 degree temperature. So when you have a surface temperature of 52, 54, depending on what body of water, and I say what body of water because a lot of these are river-fed snowmelt, so that lake may be a little cooler than the other one by the time it travels down and gets to Comanche. Pardee's usually typically a little colder. And then what part of that body of water that you're on if it's a big lake. But 58 to 63 is what they like. So those trout tend to be at that top 10 feet of water. So that's all surface bite. So you're trolling. You can long line. You don't necessarily need your downrigger right now. The Speedy Shiner is a trolling bait. So you're top 10 feet of water. So you're 120 to 140 feet, what we call a setback or behind your boat as you're trolling, getting out of that wash. And you're doing about 2.6 to 2.8 miles per hour. You can also troll grubs in the morning. Come see me. We got some special grub colors, and I'll show you how to set it up and so forth. But the grub bite, with a Rapala, jointed Rapala J5 or 7, then you're slowing your speed down on your troll down to that 1.3 to 1.6 mile per hour.
There you go. So guys, bass guys that are in a hurry to go to the next spot, go 2.6, troll for some trout, get some dinner to take home, and you're good to go.
I think most anglers just enjoy catching anything. There's
Yeah.
always. It's kind of like the cop fireman rivalry. That there always is.
Yeah.
And then you have the bass and the trout guys. They have all the trolling guys and the glitter boats, right? One catches a chromer and the other one are catching ditch pickles. So, I kind of laugh about it, but when it comes down to it, we all just like catching fish.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't care if it's a crappie or a carp. I'd throw a carp back.
I've pulled up to Pardee in
they're
the
fun
morning
to
to
catch.
launch.
Just don't get it on my boat. They're a mess.
I pulled up to Pardee in the morning to launch and went, my goodness, what is this, the meat market?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never have seen the moment there's a dump of trout, I have never seen so many people fishing the shoreline. It reminded me of the Sac River and, combat
Salmon
fishing for salmon. It's like, holy smokes.
Absolutely. It's like combat fishing, man. I mean, they're shoulder to shoulder combat fishing, and it just cracks me up. So that was a problem in the last few years. When Pardee would open, they would first plant on opening day, and everyone's in that fish bowl trying to catch the fish that just got planted, And then the guys that want to go out and troll, they're like, well, they're only catching the holdovers from the time they were closed. And their new plants weren't even out on the main body or going up the river at all. So Pardee, which I really got to give them a little shout out to, they listened to us. I made not a stink about it, but I just kind of gave them some advice and say, hey, look, before you guys open, plant a week in advance and give those fish time to get out of that fish bowl. I mean, you guys, if you've been to Pardee, you know what I'm talking about. Where you launch, it's got the big bowl, and then it goes up narrow area to the buoy line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give them time to get out of that fish bowl combat fishing zone, and let some trout get out in the main body, in the main lake, and up by the river, so the trollers on opening day have something to go after as well. And they listen, and it's weird that most big body entity businesses don't really listen to us small guys anymore. But they did, so I got to give them a shout out for that. They planted 4,000 pounds prior to opening day, and then on opening day, they planted another 3,000 pounds. So they gave those fish a week to get out. It worked out great. People are catching lots of fish on the main body, and the combat fishermen are all fighting and catching fish too. So it's kind of like you had MMA here, and then you had the tennis match over there, you know. So, but since opening day, which was what, the 16th of February, Pardee's planted 12,000 pounds of fish right now. So
Wow.
it's been really hot, you know. And the
Yeah.
other thing too is we looked at talking to them about helping them out with their kokanee. You know, as I mentioned earlier, unfortunately got that nickname Pardinky when it comes to kokanee. So they're asking the anglers and calling me and saying, "Hey, how do I get the Pardee? How do I get the kokanee better?" You know, and my suggestion was just put a different bass in there that's going to, not a striper by any means. Don't do that. Hogan used to be a great trout lake at one time when I was a kid, and now it's just a striper lake and bass lake. But you know, maybe a Florida strand to kind of come and clear out some of those kokanee, the small ones, and allow more food for the herd, so to speak, right? And just because there's such an abundance of kokanee, so you know, it's just management. You know, fish management can go a long way, and they're looking into it. They're trying. So I got to
I
give them
just,
credit.
I hope they keep the spots out of that lake. That's the only thing I can hope for.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a big fan of this. You know, a few spots that are in there, but you know, there's. You know, I'd rather just stay a Smalley Lake and large,
Absolutely.
and the kokanee's great. I mean, that's good feed for everything else. You know, every now and then you'll catch a little California pike minnow too.
Mhm.
I've not gotten any up there yet.
They're rare, but they are in there. So take it home with you.
Yeah.
Take it home.
So I see the Hooked Outdoors banner behind you, Jay. You wanna explain that and what you got going on with that thing?
Yeah, so we started. We wanted to do something. A couple reasons. We wanted to help other small businesses during that whole COVID issue, and then we also wanted to find a way to help anglers get themselves recognized. Maybe to help find themselves some long-term sponsorship. Um, we also, you know, and not to hide any of that. That also goes for us too. We needed an outlet for us as a small business to be able to advertise our website and to let people know who we are, so we can grow as a business. And the best way that we thought we could do that is through TV advertising. So my wife and I, Becky, we purchased Hooked Outdoor TV on the Roku network. We made it a free programming channel. It does not cost anything to go to it. You go to Roku, and we're on two different networks. We're on Abigail, and we're also on KBF. That's King Boy Frank TV, KBF TV. So if you went to Roku and just search KBF TV or Abigail, you would then find those. You download them, and then you just go to the programming. The easiest way is probably KBF. And then just automatically it'll take you right to Hooked Outdoor TV. We have some great programming on there. It's kind of like redneck TV is what I call it. I mean, it's strictly outdoor stuff. I mean, it's got 4-wheel drive. It's got fishing. It's got hunting. It's got disc
Doesn't it have
golf.
Shane Jones on there too?
It's got barbecue. Yeah. Yes, and I was getting there. So
Okay.
we do have some
Sorry.
very professional, handsome anglers on there as well. In fact, Shane Jones, happy belated birthday yesterday.
Yep. Thank you.
But we have Jonesin' for Bass as one of our channels, or one of our shows on our channel. And the very own Shane Jones here that's on this podcast it's his show. I'll let him talk about that. But he does a great job. Stacy Goes Outside, Michigan Fishing TV. We have, I think most people know who Stacy Goes Outside is. She has a YouTube channel, and then also she's converted over to our channel as well. So at any rate, and then we have a couple 4-wheel drive and, AYL at your leisure shows on there as well. So,
Yeah.
and then some hunting too. So for those that like hunting, I mean, most of us are outdoor people. I'm a hunter as well, so I like hunting and fishing.
Yeah. So Shane, go ahead and plug your show, bud. I know.
Yeah, so I have a show on there called Jonesing for Bass. I've been a little light lately. We're in the middle of all kinds of things trying to get out to our new house. So Just putting a lot of time on trying to get that, finished and packing up and all that stuff. So hopefully here soon, probably within the next month, we should be out there, and I'm going to hit full throttle. So try to put on at least one show a week, at least 25 to 30 minutes long. And, I just hit the mother lode lakes up here and just like to showcase what I'm kind of doing on these bodies of water. Give away some juice, obviously, but it's just a fun outlet for me to be creative. It takes a lot of time. I mean, to all the guys out there that do any kind of content creating, I'll tell you, to put a 25, 30-minute video out, I mean, editing could take upwards to, by the time you scrub the video footage and do all the uploading and the editing and everything, I mean, you could spend 6 to 8 hours a week, throughout the week trying to get a video out. So, and again, just trying to put out quality content, and trying to find your niche. We all know, like, Greg Blanchard with his YouTube channel, he's got a great, workflow, like how he does his shows. And, I don't want to copy that. I want something that's unique to myself. So, still trying to find myself in that aspect. But, thanks, Jay, for having this opportunity to be able to put a show out, and, obviously getting the name out there, getting people on there so they can watch. All you got to do is have a Roku, download the app, and, I think there are some other things in the works, right, Jay, where you'd be able to download an app on your phone and see it right there.
Yep, we are working on an app for iPhone and Android. And you'll just be able to go to your app store and download the app of Hooked Outdoor TV and be able to watch it right from your phone. So that's in the works. It's happening. It's taken a little bit longer than we anticipated, but a lot of that is because we're not technology driven folks. We're anglers, so it takes us a little bit, but it is in the works. It's going to happen here sooner than later. To add to what Shane's talking about, it's a lot of work to put a show together. I mean, Shane busts his butt for that stuff, but he's putting out an awesome product. I mean, you can learn a lot from him, let alone it's just great footage, watching the local lakes and how he's catching and what he's catching. Shane, you do a great job. And if there's any other anglers that are listening that want to have a platform to put their show on TV, give me a call. Call the shop, talk to me. I'd be happy to help you out and show you what you can do. And there is a way to make some money for yourself by doing that. So, when you go out and need a sponsor, when you go tell a sponsor, hey, I have my own TV show, I'm going to talk about your product. That's kind of that's a bullet for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
I know it's getting late, Jay. You've been shops open all day. They just closed up and hopped on, so we appreciate it. You coming on, talking about the shop, talking about Pardee. Guys.
Hey, I want to talk about one more thing that's coming to our shop, because I just the brand new product that we're getting in that came out, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
7. I know this is probably reversed, but 7 reels. I have just met with them and contacted them. They just sent me my free little sample of 7 reel. I am going to bring these guys into the store. I haven't had them here yet. They just came out this year. Even though it says 7, it is backed by St. Croix. St. Croix put many, many millions of dollars into figuring out this reel. Again, I don't work for them, but I enjoy a nice reel. I'm also one of those guys, to be quite honest with you, that I don't necessarily believe in spending $800 or $600 or $400 for a reel. I just don't. I never really have. I think my Daiwa Tattoo is probably my most expensive reel. Maybe a Corrado. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot of expensive reels. But this little reel here will be in our store shortly. They come in different sizes, speeds, gear ratios. They're like $125 for a very, very nice reel. So I hope you guys come down, check it out. They got little graphite handles. They're very light. they're comfortable on the rod, but they're made by Seven, which is a subsidiary of St. Croix business, company. So
Yeah.
they are backed by St. Croix, which has been in the fishing industry for years and years and years.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, just want to let you guys know that it's not in the
So
store yet. They are on our website, but they're not in our physical store yet. They're coming in probably a couple weeks. I got to call John tomorrow and finalize the order and a few things. So, but they will be here. But
So
they're on our
how,
website as of right now.
how
Same thing with all the G-Rat stuff we're talking about. We have a whole line of G-Rat coming in of all their newer products, but they're already available on our website.
Cool. Go ahead, John. What's that?
so Jay, say I'm at Pardee. How many minutes would it take me to drive to your shop?
From Pardee,
10,
Yeah.
15 minutes, if that.
yeah, it's actually, I'll tell you, because I'm going to go that way on the way home right now. It's 14 minutes.
14 minutes, and then from Comanche.
Comanche's about 12.
12 minutes.
Hey guys, so
Okay.
check it out. So
So- Yeah.
I'm gonna do something for you guys through Ed's Led. He helps support me. Jay's gonna pick one of you guys. If you tell him, hey, I heard you on the show, I'll let you pick anybody at random, Jay, that's come in. First person to come in, however you want to do it. Say I heard you guys on the Headwaters podcast show. Give them a pack of let's go half-ounce football heads and a couple of prop baits.
Half-ounce football and a couple prop baits on you.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yep. And we'll that way you guys can check out his products. He makes some really cool stuff. And give him a 3/8 on gotta go 3/8 ounce underspin.
Cool. You got
And,
it. You got all those in stock, so not a
yeah.
problem.
You guys check it out.
Ed's Led's a local guy that makes a really good product. So
Yes. And the hooks are sticky, guys. They are good. Good.
hey,
Really good.
before I go, I also want to say thanks to Headwaters for allowing me to come on. We don't have a really good kayak shop near me. I send everyone to Headwaters. I don't know if they need that up there or not, but I tell them if they're going to go get a yak, then they need to go up there. They're huge supporters of all you guys and do a really good quality work. So also a local business. So strength in numbers when it comes to local business. Headwaters. Yep. I will continue to send you guys customers up there as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jay,
Support your local
Thank you, Jay.
businesses.
yeah, support. Yeah, guys, local businesses. I know I'm wearing a 6 cent shirt right now, but these local businesses, that's kind of how I started partnering with companies as I pursued into the fishing realm and tournament fishing. That's was my main focus, is hopping on with these guys to bring awareness to them. They do a lot for us. Jay's the tournament director at New Gen. He's the Gold Country Bass Club, the youth bass club up there. You've been a huge part of helping the youth get on the water.
Community outreach.
Tons of community outreach. Guy, these are the
Now,
things that
if I could just get James to lend me his tractor, it'd be all worth it.
That's an inside joke, guys.
It's not big enough for what you need. I'll bring the one in from work. We'll throw it on the trailer. No. Anyway.
Hey, whatever you have to do, James. All right, come on.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do.
Yeah, these guys they do a lot. So support Jay. Go up to the shop. It's on the way to Pardee. If you're coming from the up north of Galt, you're gonna pass right by a shop. Literally, it's a block further down the road from your turn that you make to go to Pardee. They said I'll hook you guys up with some of the Ed's Led stuff. And
also their online store.
hookforlife.com, the number 4. It's on the ticker there. It's behind Jay. Hooked 44, all caps, 10% discount, $50 or more, free shipping. It ships quick. Yeah, guys, take advantage of it. Before we go, we got some news with Headwaters. They are going to be at a show this weekend. It's Friday through Sunday. It's the Anderson Boat Sport and RV Show. And Brian's going to be out there with a booth. So if you're up north and you want to stop by and talk to Brian, see some of the new boats, They are going to have show specials. I don't know exactly what they are, but he's going to have some show specials on some boats and product and whatnot up there. So stop by, see him. Stop by and see Jay on the way to Pardee. And stop by next Tuesday over here. And we're going to have Thomas Kanemoto from P-Line and First Gen Fishing talking about some of the new products they got there. Jay carries some new First Gen stuff, top spins and whatnot at the shop as well.
Hey, I heard Thomas sold First Gen to P-Line. Is that true?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's news.
I'm not sure. We'll find out. We're going to talk.
I owe him a phone call anyways. He left me a message. I forgot to call him back. But I heard that. I heard he sold it to P-Line for First Gen, but he's still with P-Line.
Yeah, Thomas. He still works for P-Line. So we're going to talk all things First Gen Fishing, P-Line. Next week, I know they've got a new, we'll call it chatterbait, a vibrating jig.
Vibrating chatterbait, yeah.
The copperhead.
Copperhead.
Yep. They've got
big product. New spinner baits.
Yeah.
New spinner baits. Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and
new
talk
spinner
about
baits
some of that stuff.
When's that on?
Next Tuesday.
Good. I want to hear that. Thomas is one hell of a fisherman.
Yes, he is.
Very knowledgeable and makes a really good product. And he's super nice. I like the guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and talk about the massive spot I caught in topspin last year. And Shane heard me yell from across the lake. But that's next.
3-pounder you were talking about, Shane?
Yeah.
It's more
3-pounder.
like half a pound caught out of 100 feet of water.
Yeah, right.
You can't have a podcast with friends and not pick on each other.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, so Croco.
Yo.
Real quick for the Ed Led giveaway. So this platform we have here, I see a lot of comments. One coming from YouTube. Everything else is from Facebook.
Yep.
I've got the names of everyone here. Why don't we just get these guys into the drawing, and that way one of them who's been interactive with us tonight, I've kind of tried to comment back.
I don't have the spinny wheel thing to pick a random guess, but I'll tell you what, guys.
Is that the legal term? The spinny wheel thingy?
Yeah. If you're on right now, drop a hashtag Ed's Led in the comments. And I'm just going to scroll through the comments here in like 2 minutes. I'll pick a random guest and reach out to me on social media. It's Croco Outdoors on Facebook, Croco_Outdoors on Instagram, or you can go to Croco Outdoors on YouTube. My last name, CROCO Outdoors on any one of those platforms. Reach out to me. And I'll make sure I get your product to you, figure out a way to ship it. If you're going to Pardee and you're stopped by the shop, let me know. And I'll let Jay know, look out for this guy to pick up the product. And we'll do it that way.
Hey, let me throw this out there if you guys got a second. Any of you listeners right now that are watching this podcast and you guys said you had 2 weeks, you had a yak tournament coming up. Any of you guys come in, you guys mention this podcast. I will give you 10% off on that order, and I'll let all the employees know that you just come in, say, hey, I heard you guys on the podcast. You'll get 10% off your entire purchase, excluding fishing license. But we'll throw 10% off everything. Just mention this podcast, and then if I'm here, which is usually Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then I'm off the tournaments. But I'd be happy to sit down and talk to you about Lake Pardee and give some juice on that body of water for you guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know how much
on the gamblers. Is it off? I know it's 30 days off limits. I don't know. I'd have to reread the rules on that. If talking to a tackle shop within the 30 days, not on a public forum like this, is out of the rules. I don't know. But guys, read the rules. If it's in there, talk to Jay. If it's out, talk to him anyway. Don't talk to him about Pardee. Talk to him about Comanche, Hogan, and anywhere else.
I don't want to bust anyone on having them put themselves in a rule violation on off limits. But if you come and mention the podcast, I'll still take care of you guys for.
He's just gonna give you the if you mention Pardee, he's just gonna give you the juice for Comanche anyways.
Yeah, I'll get you guys 10% off your whatever you buy.
Yeah.
This is what I'd use at Comanche.
Right. The smallmouth at Comanche love this
Don't
bait.
do that. You know I'm a tournament director for an organization. I can't.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Hey Jay, we got 4 hashtag ad lids in here. Go ahead and pick. I got them on my screen, and 1 to 4. Go ahead and pick a number.
Let's go with the 4.
4. AJ Ramirez.
AJ Ramirez.
Wow, AJ
AJ
gets some
Ramirez. He gets
Ed
Ed's lid. That's all he needs. Is more Ed's lid.
Nice. Congrats, AJ.
So yeah, AJ, let me know you know where I'm at. You can find me. Let me know if you want to pick it up from Jay. You want me to ship it to you? We'll figure it out from there.
I don't know if he's fishing BAM. I might see him in the next week or so.
Oh, yeah, let me know if you're gonna be down at Tolic.
Yeah.
AJ, I'll pick it up before I head
So
down.
I got to get up to Jay anyways. I need some hats. As you can see, I have no hats right now.
You kayaked so fast it blew all your hair off.
Yeah. What happened was going too fast in the boat 2 times and lost him through the lake.
Right.
I'm gonna get a hat made that has hair built into it just for you.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Hey, what I'll do is I'll trim my beard and give Shane that hair. No.
You know it's bad when your beard grows more than your hair does anymore on top of your head.
You shaved your beard too, though.
Yeah, I did. You know, I get tired of it, man. To be honest with you, sometimes, you know, if I'm wearing a buff in the summertime, you know, get all the hairs get in my mouth. It's like, forget it. I'm done. Yeah, or you get off the water and your beard's sticking straight out like this. Done with it.
All right, hey Jay, you want to pull that stuff that Ed's led for me? Either Shane and I will pick it up before next Saturday. We'll drop it off to AJ at Tolic.
Yep, he'll be at BAM. So
yeah.
Yep, congratulations,
right,
AJ. And I'll pull it aside for you guys.
Excellent, thanks. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget about the Anderson Sports Show, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Check out Headwaters show deals up there. Next week, we have P-Line, Thomas Kanemoto, talking P-Line, first gen fishing. And then we got another good one the week after that. We are going to be talking to an individual about a very, 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 very exciting tournament coming up this year. And we're going to leave it at that. We'll catch you all next week.